Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is an AMX 1390. It's a tier 9 French light tank and it's under the command of Panzerpenguin and he's on the south spawn of Redshire. And battle is about to commence. Okay, they're off. Now the AMX 13 was a French light tank that was produced in the mid-60s. They made a variety which were some with the 75mm gun, some with the 90mm gun, and a few with a 105mm gun. But the one we're looking at is the 90mm gun, which appeared in 1966. Replaced the initial 75mm version. There's a Whizzing 132 there. We can see there's also an AMX 1375 off to the other side. And he's having a quick look at that. Lost sight of him. Nope, can't see him. No, hasn't really got spots, but he's now seen an SU-100. And he can see that, and he's highlighting it for his team. They're getting some damage in, so he's picking up some assistance. 469 there. And T28 HTC. Oh, he's seeing a lot of tanks. Now that Borsig was pointing his gun directly in this direction, but I don't believe he could actually see the AMX-13. That's the great thing about a light tank, is if you can actually spot the enemy, you can let your team do the damage from cover without actually having to expose themselves at all. And you just pick up all the masses of assistance. And of course you pick up half the points that your team gets for shooting them in assistance damage. And look at that, the T28 HTC goes down. We've picked up 1.4k, or rather Panzerpenguin has picked up 1.4k of damage so far. There's an IKV-90 and another that's the 1375 that we saw earlier. It's a lot of tanks that he's seeing getting punished. Now he's not picking up the assistance on these ones, and maybe because somebody else is, and I think it's that Whizzing 132 of ours who's actually gone into enemy territory. He's really close to the enemy. Now Panzerpenguin's not firing because using the bush mechanic he needs to ensure that he's got some distance between him and the bush before he does shoot, because if he did shoot he'd be spotted instantly. The flash and the smoke normally is a big giveaway for any tank that's nearby. Got a Whizzing 132 basically doing the same job there up on top of the hill. He's taken a lot of damage already. You can see the shells through the side of him. He's down to 34% of his health. Panzerpenguin's picked up 1.9k of damage now. The Whizzing 132 that ventured off to the north, apparently he didn't fare so well, so Panzerpenguin's now picking up the damage for anything that's spotted. Now he's decided to move forward. He's spotted a T-34-2G, that's the tank destroyer, Chinese tank destroyer. He's going to go after that 1375, I think, or has he decided he doesn't want to? Oh, but he has received fire from him. He did a handbrake turn and fired, but that 1375 was taken out, so he didn't need to worry about that. It's going after that Whizzing 132. Now, thankfully, there's no enemy on the east side of the map that can see him at the moment. But that 132 was spotted. Now he's going after this SU-100. Finishes him off. One shot. He's still got 2 shots in the magazine. 4-shot magazine on this autoloader. Fires 1 round into the 132. Fires the second one. Finishes him off. But he goes straight to a reload. Now he's got a 22-second reload, so he wants to avoid contact with the enemy during that period. He's got 10 seconds to go. He's doing some turns on the reverse slope of this hill because he wants to ensure that he remains out of contact until he's ready to go. He's ready. Okay, now he can engage the enemy. He's just popping up to see what he can see. Oh, he's found some targets. It's a GW Panther and an Emil 1. Well, he's highlighting and firing on the GW Panther, and he's taken him out. 121 hit points, 3rd kill. Again, he's keeping to the reverse slope while he reloads. He fired 2 rounds, but he needs to make sure that he's got a full magazine, because you don't want to go into battle with only a partial magazine. You might need that extra, or those extra shells. Right, we've got an AMX M451. That's a medium tank. He's off to, or heavy tank rather. He's off to the castle, and whoa, Borsig appears. He puts 2 rounds into him and fires the remaining rounds at the M4 and 51. He gets 1 round in, but the other one misses. He's on reload. 10 seconds to go. Now, Borsig's still the other side of the slope, I think. Okay, reload is completed. Okay, there's an Emil 1. Difficult tank to put shots into, but he's going to try and go for the hull rather than the turret, because the turret you can bounce shells off. He gets around into the hull. 248, finishes him off for 162 hit points, but he's only got 1 round left. Now, will he find that Borsig? Yes, he can, and he's a one-shot. Fires a round in, finishes him off. That's his 5th kill, I think. Yep. But he took a round from the T34 2G. He is on reload now, but he's going to have to pull back a bit. Needs to reload, and almost completed. Now, can he catch this 2G? No, there's an IKV-90 at the back there who's seen him and firing in his direction, so he needs to pop up in a different place. The 2G is the closest enemy tank at the moment. Now it looks to me like he's headed towards the castle. I think he might be going to have a go at that AMX M451. Yes, he is. And he puts 1 round in, takes a hit, but finishes the M451 off. And that's his SOP gun. 6 kills, 2 remaining. There's the IKV. He's on reload at the moment. Now the last remaining enemy is the FV3805. The IKV went down, taken out by our GW Tiger. So I think actually he did pick up the spotting for that. Or he might have at least. We're looking for that 3805. There he is! Okay, it's a rush to get there in time because his teammates are there already. Oh, 1 big shot! That's all it takes from that 90mm. And because he killed both Arty, that's a Pascucci's medal. Very efficient round. 7 kills, just 1 short of the Radley Walters. Unfortunately, didn't get that because the IKV was taken out by Arty, but you can't have everything sometimes. Just that's the way it falls. And that IKV was a dangerous tank destroyer sitting at the back looking for him because he was aware of what panzerpenguin was doing. He could see the scores. He knew that that 1390 was the one to watch out for. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tanker for panzerpenguin in the AMX 1390. He also picked up a spotter badge for doing more than 1,000 hit points of spotting. In fact, actually, it was a great deal more in the end. It was actually 2,564 hit points of spotting, I believe. He also got a Hand of God because he was actually attacked and damaged by at least 4 separate different vehicles during the battle, and he survived. He got a Bruiser medal for doing at least 5 critical hits. He did 6 during that battle. A Duelist medal for taking down 2 enemy tanks that damaged him during the battle. A 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A Pascucci's medal for getting both SPGs, the GW Panther and the FV3805. And lastly, of course, that Top Gun for getting 6 kills. In fact, he got 7 in total. So let's have a look at team scores. Well, right at the top of the table, 2,928 hit points in total. Didn't pick up the high caliber, unfortunately, on this occasion. So probably it wasn't 20% of the overall hit points of the enemy team. He did pick up 7 kills, and that's well more than 3 times the score of the nearest scorer on his own team, the Scorpion, and more than double the AMX M451, which was the highest scorer of the enemy team. He picked up 1,282 experience points, base experience points in that battle. Just goes to show exactly how effective he was. That's nearly 3 times the score of the highest scorer on the enemy team, and a fair bit more. It's about 50% more of the than the Progetto. So let's have a look at the detail report. Well, he fired 17 rounds during that battle, got 14 direct hits, 14 penetration. He didn't miss that many shots, only a few. Did damage of 2,928 hit points, of which 1,012 were at more than 300 meters. He received 4 hits. All of them were penetrations, and that's because the AMX 1390, or the AMX 13 chassis, is actually quite a weak chassis. It will let the shells straight through. The armor is not that strong, so it's one of those things you don't really want to get shot, because if you do, you are going to lose hit points from virtually any shell that touches you. Right, he spotted 7 enemy vehicles. That was when he was in that bush. He damaged 7 of the enemy. He killed 7 of the enemy, and he did damage due to his player's assistance. So that was the spotting damage. He actually did 3,033 hit points of spotting damage. So he picked up half of the points off that. That's a huge amount of damage, additional points that he picked up overall. Right, he earned, on a standard account, 37,881 credits. After repair, ammunition resupply, he still took away 18,524 credits. I mean, actually, if he'd had a premium account, he would have had 56,000 overall and taken away 37,000. So almost as much as he would have received in total from the standard account. He also received 1,282 base XP, times 2 for the first victory of the day, so he actually took away 2,564 experience points altogether. So brilliant round there from panzerpenguin. Fantastic display of how the 1390 can really monster the enemy, especially if it's played well. And remember, this is a light tank, it's not a medium. He was playing the field and going around everywhere almost as if he was a medium tank, but he was actually a light tank and spotting the enemy as well as going around punishing them. So great round. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in our next video.